gorilla, nature. Bro, let's go skate. Dude, E equals MC squared. Nerd for life.
Hello. How's it going, you guys? Your boy, Pastor Darius here. I'm very excited back for another episode of Pastor Darius Knows Things. Hope you guys are ready. I'm very excited, man. I just got back from Japan. I was in Osaka. Went from Osaka, I went to Kyoto, and I went to Kobe, all on the train, man. I did a lot of travels there. But yeah, man, you guys can check that out on our Instagram page. I'll be posting the, so like little snippets from the trip and stuff like that. When I went and ate the Kobe beef, the A5 is like the best one that you could get, bro. I was super juiced, man. Like I tell you now, if you guys want to live amazing life, you want to live the amazing life, right? Bro, you got to get on your travel game, A1. And number two, they're gonna have to use the steak language. Number one. And then number two, you got to get on your grind, bro. Real talk, man. You got to make sure your money is right. Because broke don't go nowhere, bro. You need to get that message. This is for you, brokey. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever the brokey is up out there, you ain't on your grind, bro. Like, man, you could be doing some good things with your life. You could be inspiring people, but it'll be hard for people to want to be inspired by the message you give them when you can barely afford this to pay your bills. A lot of people out here acting like they got this, like they got that, like they got Lambo, they sitting on somebody else's car, taking pictures and videos. I actually made a song and released a little snippet of that song that I did. It's all about the fake life. Anyway, so today's message, we're going to be talking about integrity secures true riches. So let's hop straight into the speaking points. Wealth gained by deception destroys, but wealth earned with honor builds. Wow. Are you guys hearing that? Wealth gained by deception destroys, but wealth earned with honor builds. There are so many people out there thinking that they're going to do the wrong things and it's going to breed a good result. The issue is that when you surround yourself in an environment where you have to do crooked things and you're surrounded by a whole bunch of crooked people, it's kind of hard to all of a sudden transition and then start trying to live an honest life, because the people who are around you, the only reason why they were there was because of your mentality, the way that you thought, right? Your thinking will bring certain types of individuals into your life. I really hope that the way that you're choosing to think is in a way that will bring people who will help you, who are going to help you to have and live a life with integrity, living a life doing things the right way. So let's hop into the next one. God blesses those who maintain righteousness in business dealings. My gosh, man. I really feel there's a lot of people I feel that there's a lot of people out there who think that, like they can do bad business, man. Like straight up, like you can con people, and then long term, you think that, all the conning and everything, and then you're surprised when down the road, you end up in prison, or you end up killed because you con, or you end up getting shot or something, or stabbed, or you gotta sleep with one eye open. I mean, bruh, man, the type of life that you choose to live, you're gonna get the results of that. If you do bad business, man, and you screw people over, bro, you deserve to sleep with one eye open. You hear what I'm saying? Like, real talk, bro, you deserve to not have comfortable sleep at nighttime. You should be worried. You know what I'm saying? Because if you con over the wrong person, you con over one of these gangsters, one of these real thugs, bro, they not playing. They're not playing. And trust me, man, the godly people may be forgiving, but there are a lot of ungodly people who ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like they plotting on the opportunity when they're going to get to come and get you back for you screwing them out of their money. Bro, don't be that person that got to sleep with one eye open. Real talk, bro. So let's go ahead to the next one. True success is measured by both financial prosperity and spiritual faithfulness. Wow. True success is measured by both financial prosperity and spiritual faithfulness. So you look, they're interconnected, right? You're talking about being a prosperous person. I tell you, man, there's a difference between a person who has money and a person who the money has. You hear what I'm saying? Like, there are people who have money and their life is good because they've worked hard to achieve the life that they have. They've done good and honest business. So, they don't have to worry about the government coming after them. They don't have to worry about, like bad people, like drug dealers and all types. They don't have to worry about dealing with horrible, terrible human beings, because fact is, there is a lot of horrible and terrible human beings out there. And, if you're out here doing, crooked business, scamming, right? If you're a scammer, because there's a lot of scammers nowadays, right? We got people out there. One of the guys I work with, right? He almost got caught up with, I'm not going to say this, the guy I'm not going to directly say this guy was a scammer, but I've heard that whenever what do you call it? Oh my gosh, they got so many of these people out here. Like, these people consider themselves like yogis and stuff like that. These online social media yogis, hey, come buy my program. You know what I'm saying? And I'll teach you how to make loads and loads and loads of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if you got loads and loads of money, why I need to buy your program? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have loads and loads of money, why do I need to buy your program? And what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot of these, social media gurus, there you go, that's the term I was looking for, social media gurus that are trying to sell these programs, they're getting rich off of you. You hear what I'm saying? Like, shit, they're getting rich off of your ignorance, what you don't know, what you're not willing to go out and research. A lot of people aren't willing to take the time to do the research. So guess what? It's fine. You don't have to do the research. There's somebody else who's going to do it for you. And then they're going to get rich off of you, off of your ignorance. Bro, this is the message today. Stop being lazy and stop allowing other people to get rich off of your ignorance. Straight up, bro. Straight up. So let's go ahead, hop on to the Bible scripture, right? First Bible scripture is Proverbs chapter 28, verse 6. And it reads, better the poor whose walk is blameless than the rich whose ways are perverse. Interesting. I like that. Better the poor whose walk is blameless than the rich whose ways are perverse. I mean, I feel like this is self-explanatory. If I had to choose between having great wealth and living in obscurity, and living in poverty, but yet I'm surrounded around people that love me, people that care about me, and all my basic needs are being met at, I just don't have the super great things. Like, I don't have a brand new Mercedes Benz. Instead, I have like a Toyota, you know what I'm saying? Or I drive a Honda, one of the basic cars. And, instead of like living in a huge mansion, I have like a basic house, maybe like a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house or something like that, right? Something simple, and I'm not living in great riches, but, and I don't have great wealth, but I have the basic things that I need. Maybe I have a wife, got a kid, and, we don't have a whole lot of extra money. We're not able to take like lavish vacations and stuff like that. I think that if you have people if you're surrounded around, and if you're surrounded by people that love you, then I think that you are the richest person on the earth, because there are certain things that money can't buy. And typically we say those things are what? Priceless. We call them priceless. Think about it. Think about it. There are certain things you can't go buy, what is it? The Mona Lisa, right? It's priceless. There is no monetary value that you can put on certain things like the Mona Lisa. You know what I'm saying? Certain lifestyles are like a work of art. You hear what I'm saying? People have to spend long, long times coming up with like creating this specific type of lifestyle. And then there's some people who just accept whatever comes in. So they have to go from relationship to relationship to relationship, screwing this person over, screwing that person over. They go from bad business relationship to bad business relationship to bad business relationship. And, I honestly think that, again, I'm going to repeat this, right? Because there's a lot of people who got a lot of fake people around them, and, but they pretend happy, but really they're miserable. They got to go to therapists every single week, and there's nothing wrong with going to a therapist, right? But if the only way that you can cope with living the life that you're living is by therapy and drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of people out there, bro, and the only time that they're happy is when they're drinking or smoking or, popping some kind of, just to get through, just to go to sleep proper. They need to pop a pill just so that they can get normal sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, bro. Like, they have built their life with such chaos and such anarchy, and they're so depressed on a daily lifestyle that they literally need an upper just so that they can maintain the I want to say the presence of being happy. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, they're not actually happy. They're not enjoying the life that they have. I mean, bro, how many people are there out there who are living in this manner, living in this way, just coping with everyday life? And they have loads of money. They got cars, they got houses, their bank account's fat. You know what I'm saying? They don't want for anything except all the people that are around them. They're only there because of what they can get from that person, and you got people who claiming that they love you, but God forbid that you ever got to a situation where you could no longer give them the wealth and money, that then, bro, they would abandon you and you would be alone. And some people are afraid of that. They're afraid of being alone. Bro, I'm alone right now. I'm literally in this house. It's just me and my two dogs. And I tell you, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be more grateful. I've learned to find peace in every situation, whether it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I don't always need a crowd of people around for me to feel important, for me to feel loved. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I love me. That's sufficient. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that God loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, God loved me so much, bro. Oh, whoo. Straight up, bro. I am so loved. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, let's go to the next Bible scripture. Proverbs chapter 37, verse 16. Better the little that the righteous have than the wealth of many wicked. And I feel like I've already covered that. I've already talked about that. I mean, it's kind of crazy because you can go from verse to verse, from chapter to chapter, and then you'll find the same things. The same things are being said in Old Testament and New Testament, and, I feel like this is why the Bible is so powerful, I love it. I love it. All right, now next one is Matthew chapter 25, verse 21. Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Now, there is a backstory to this scripture here. In this scripture, so let me tell you guys a quick little story. So there was once a master, and the master had 3 servants. And like the master understood the different capabilities of the 3 servants. So what the master did is the master was about to go take a trip. So he left one of the servants with $100,000, right? And then he left and he left another servant with $50,000. And then he left another servant with $25,000, right? And again, the master was a good judge of character. He understood the different capabilities of these 3 servants, these 3 people who were working for him, his 3 workers, right? So master leaves, right? He's going to be gone for some time, gone for a couple months, right? The owner of the business, right? So, and while he's gone, right, the top guy who he gave $100,000 to, he went and turned that. He went and invested that. I think we'll just say he bought some crypto. He bought some stocks, right? And then he turned that 100,000 into 200,000. And then the second servant who got 50,000, right? He also was, he's a pretty smart guy, So he went and he took that money. And he opened a little he bought some things, bought and sold some things. He did the e-commerce, right? He did the e-commerce thing, bought some stuff, sold it. Bought some things on eBay. Shoes. So he also doubled that 50,000, turned it into 100,000. Now there was a third one, right? This guy. He was afraid because he knew that the owner of the business, he knew that he was, a harsh man and he was a difficult person, right? So, and he was afraid to lose the money. So what he did is he took the money and he put it into the bank, and then he just left it there. You know what I'm saying? Now, the issue is, that I'm sorry, he wasn't gone for a few months. He was gone for like a year, 2 years, right? So, the master's gonna be gone for some time. It took them some time to make that money. Anyway, long story short, the owner of the business comes back, and so the top guy comes. He talks to the business owner. He's like, "All right, man. Like you give me that 100,000. I want to thank you. I appreciate you blessing me with this opportunity. So what I did is I took that 100,000 and here, boom, I got you another 100,000 on top of that. I doubled it, and so the other guy comes back, he told him, he invested in crypto, and explained it to the owner, right? Now the second guy comes to the owner of the business. He's like, okay, here is another, so I took that 50,000 you gave me, and I'm really good at e-commerce, so I went, sold some things, created a new clothing line, and I was able to make another 50,000 on top of the 50,000 that you gave me. Here's 100,000 back, right? He's like, okay, all right, cool. So the top guy, and then the third guy, he's like, let me start with the first guy. The first guy, when the owner received the money, he was like, you know what, hey man, I appreciate what you've done, right? You've done me good, my dude. So what I'm gonna do is you get to keep that entire 200K. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna promote you to VP over finance. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be the vice president of finance over the business now. You know what I'm saying? He got a promotion. Now he's, managing all the finance, or just about managing all the finance over the business, right? And now the other guy, 50,000 turned 100,000, right? He say, and the guy's like, I'm gonna promote you under. You're gonna work directly under the VP of finance. You both are gonna be running the finances of the company. You guys both getting promotions. Great jobs. I appreciate everything you've done. Now, let's talk about this last guy. Now, he took 25,000, just put it straight into a bank account. Issue is that there is a thing, the way that money works is that over time, money loses its value. You know what I'm saying? It loses its value because consistently it's devalued by inflation. If you understand economics, right? I don't want to go all into explaining what economics is, but the fact is that, over time, the value of things becomes less and less and less. So owner was like, dude, he was real upset. He was like, bro, you could have just taken that money and opened a savings account. You know what I'm saying? You could have opened a savings account and you would have at least got 3% interest back on the year. You know what I'm saying? And that might have covered a percentage of the inflation. So now you've done something bad, bro, because I gave you an opportunity and you knew I was a harsh businessman. You know what I'm saying? You know that I take money and I multiply it. And here you are, you my servant. You work for me. You know what I'm saying? And you knew that what type of businessman I am. But yet here you are, I gave you opportunity and you didn't take advantage of the opportunity. You give me back the same 25,000. Bruh, you're done here. You're done here, bro. Because the fact is that success breeds success. If you're surrounded around a whole bunch of losers, guess what, bro? They will drag you down too, bro. You know what I'm saying? The losers, they'll drag you down by the way that they think, their mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's like poison. It's like cancer. You know what I'm saying? It just spreads. Get rid of the losers out of your life. Straight up, bro. Get rid of the losers out of your life. The people who got that cancerous type of thinking, they want to work 9 to 5. There ain't nothing wrong with working 9 to 5, but your ambition should be bigger than just 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? If you have a vision to do great things in your life, because the fact is we need some good rich people out there. All the rich people shouldn't be bad. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that the majority of the people who have the money are willing to get it by any means necessary. And yet the poor people, right? They're not even willing to work a 60-hour work week. They complain about working 35 hours. You know what I'm saying? And then wondering, and then expecting that they're going to have some major success. Bro, I remember when I used to work, when I did the 9 to 5, I would work full time. I was doing like 60 plus hours a week. And then when I would get off, I would be doing my, I went to school. You know what I'm saying? There has to be something that's going to increase, that's going to help the increase. If you want to be a wealthy person, you want to live a wealthy life, it takes time. Doctors work 100-hour work weeks. Doctors and lawyers, they work 100-hour work weeks. The people in finance, they be hitting 115, 110 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they make a $250,000, $500,000 plus a year. 700,000, some be touching 6 figures, you know what I mean? Or I'm sorry, 7 figures, right? It's because of the grind. It's how many hours they be putting in. You can't expect to work a 30-hour work week and think that you're going to become a millionaire, bro. You're living delusional. You know what I'm saying? Invest your time right, bro. Invest your time right. Anyway, let's hop into the historical figure. Historical figure is Milton Hershey. After multiple failed ventures, he built the Hershey Chocolate Company. He remained dedicated to his workers and community, stressing honesty and ethical practices that made his company thrive for generations. I'm sure everybody know about Hershey's Kisses, bro. That's like a #1 seller when it comes to Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? The Hershey Kiss, come on, bro. Everybody know about Hershey's, bro. A lot of people watching this, I feel sorry for you, bro, because you have no vision. You know what I'm saying? You're living the minimal lifestyle, but you're expecting the maximum. You're watching other people live miraculous life. You come watch my podcast knowing that I'm a big businessman. I run an international nonprofit organization. I'm a philanthropist, humanitarian. I'm traveling the world, going from one country to the next. Just last year, I think I hit like 8 or 9 different countries, right? Bro, did you even go to the next state last year? Did you even go to different cities in the state that you live in? You know what I'm saying? Bro, you want to have maximum lifestyle. You want to have an incredible life, but you're over here giving just the basic, just enough to survive. Bro, you got to get on your next level living. It's time for you guys to move to the next level in your life. Stop expecting to have this next level lifestyle when all you're giving is just enough. All you're giving is barely the minimum to have quality of life. And the most important thing is doing good business. Don't become a scam artist. You know what I'm saying? Don't become like a lot of these social media gurus out here trying to hustle people through these programs. You know what I'm saying? But they don't give any guarantees. So they're going to make money off of you. You know what I'm saying? But they're not guaranteeing you that if you take this route, you know what I'm saying? There has to be some kind of guarantee. There's a reason why we buy Nike. It's because of the warranty. They guarantee there's the quality of their products. There's a reason why we buy Louis Vuitton. You know, it's because they guarantee their brand. You know what I'm saying? A person, they should have a guarantee on what they're trying to tell you, what they're trying to sell you. You know what I'm saying? Bro, don't be hustled and don't be a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Don't be hustled and don't be a hustler. Do good business, live with integrity. It's your boy, Pastor Darius. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.